Hey guys, I'm going to try to video something for you. I'm in Florida, so I did some research. There's not a lot online for the Florida bridge law, which is 41 feet maximum. So I'm going to show you what that's talking about. So basically, it's all about the tandems. Tandems are two axles together. So we have here two axles. These two axles. The center of the tandem would be right here. So this is marked on here 41 feet, which is basically 9 feet from the end of the trailer. 9 feet from the end of the trailer. So split straight down. It cannot. These two tires, the center of these two tires, cannot be further than that point right here. The further up they are here, I can try to point it out to you. The further up they are, the easier it is to make turns if you're in town local. The further back they are, it's just a lot harder because your wheels will basically your trailer offsets it. It trails. I don't know. I know there's a right word for it, but hey, I'm still new at this. So, off track. I think it's called off track. When you turn left, if your tandem is really far back, it won't turn left so quickly. The further they up, if you look at a school bus, you'll see their rear tandems, or even if it's a single axle in the rear, is way up, and they have a bunch of the bus hanging over. That's so that they can get around the local cities, streets, and neighborhoods easier. You can imagine having a tandem pulled way back, how hard it is to trail. That's when you take out stop signs and all kinds of stuff. So 41 feet or less. So it's written in the FMSCA, which is the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. It's the government that basically gives us the rules and the laws. So 41 feet is Florida's bridge law. They call it a bridge law because the whole point is they were trying to come up with a way to spread out the weight of a load to help the bridges not crumble so quickly. And so Florida comes up with 41 feet. They're saying you can go up to a maximum of 41 feet. They do not want your tandems to be past that. So I got that all cleared up. I've been trying to figure out, I've heard a lot of different stories, but that's the story right there, and I'm sticking to it. I stopped off at a way station, my very first stop in there. The lady, this was at 4 in the morning. The lady was not a morning person. She was no help at all. She just pointed to a sign on the wall. So basically the sign was pretty simple. Up to no more than 41 feet from the center of your tandems. So that point is the center of the tandems. So where you go up, I am inside 41, so I am fine. Okay? That cleared it all up for you? Take care, have a great day. Okay guys, so I spent a lot of money on this. This is my high-tech graph for you. Just to confirm what it is I was saying about the bridge law. Sometimes a picture paints 1,000 words. So this gives you an example. These are the two tandems, or sorry, the two axles, which two axles make up one tandem. So your tandem is considered to be, it's usually more about like that. There's a little bit of space in between. So the bridge law is, for Florida, is 41 feet. The center of the axle, or the center of the tandem. So this is the center of the tandem. So right now my truck is set right about here. Something like that. So what they do is it's basically 41 feet is from the kingpin, and it's 3 feet to the kingpin. It's a 53-foot trailer, so there's obviously 50 feet between here and here. You subtract 9 off of 50, and that's where you get 41. So you just measure with a tape measure. Some trailers are marked with it, which is great. They all should be marked with it, but Just depends on where you're at. If you're in Montana a lot, 41 feet doesn't matter. But if you're in Florida a lot, 41 feet's a big deal. So I measured in 9 feet and I marked the trailer 41. So technically, I would be legal with my axles, my tandem, way back here. Now, the further back you go, and this is whenever you go into a shipper or a receiver and you're going to load, they generally will have you put your tandems all the way back. Now, when you back into your spot, you don't have a lot of great maneuverability because the trailer wheels are way in the back. So you just got to be a little more careful. It doesn't turn as quickly as it does when your tandem is all the way up. You can imagine it turns much quicker. The response time is much faster. So when it's really far back, the reason they want it really far back there is because if they're forward and you bring a forklift on, the wheels on the forklift, there's my forklift here, I don't know, there's my forklift. The wheels on the forklift will put a lot of weight down here and it'll bounce. It'll bounce up and down, or it'll drive onto it and then it has a hard time getting back off of it. So they want that support under there. So that's why you always, almost always have to put your tandems in the rear when you go to load or unload. So you always want to ask when you're doing that, do you want my tandems all the way back? If they don't ask you to, might as well confirm, because it will speed up your time sitting at the dock if you help them out like that. It's not a big deal. So once you're loaded and you pull out, you shut your doors, then you want to move your tandems up. And where you move them will often depend on if you're at, let's say, 44,000 pounds. You don't want to have them all the way up here. You're going to have way too much weight down here, which means that you'll have more than 34,000 pounds on your rear axles, and then you'll have to move that back. So whenever you're adjusting and you see that that cat scale that I showed you on a video before, if you're overweight, if you have too much weight in the rear, you basically move your tandems towards the problem, which is obviously you move them back, and that gives more support on the rear, which converts some of the weight to the front, to your drives, and then your rears will balance somewhat out. You're allowed 34,000, that's 68,000. You're allowed 12,000 pounds on your tractor or your steers, which is the very front over here. And that gives you 80,000 pounds on a normal 53-foot tractor trailer. Okay, so you don't want to be any more than 41 feet. So if you were back here and you got pulled over, you would get cited because you are beyond the center of your tandem at this point. So if you go before, it's fine. And in my example, when I weighed it, I had them back here and it was like 33,000 plus, but I only had like, I don't know, 28,000 at the front, which it was, sorry, see, I think I had, no, I actually what I had was when they were way back here, I had way too much weight. I had 33,000 plus on my drives, which was a lot of weight, and I only had like 28,000 here. So when I moved my tandems back, because I came over here to take some of the load off, see, I moved my tandems to the problem. Too much weight, almost too much weight here. And that lightened the load, made it about, I don't know, 30, probably, I think I changed it to like maybe 32, something like that, roughly. This gives you an idea. Because the 44,000 is the weight, and then you also have to add 30,000 pounds roughly is what my empty trailer and my tractor and fuel cost. So the 44,000 represented the product, not the total weight. 3232 represents the total weight, the trailer and the contents inside the trailer. So that's got to be the balance. So I hope that helps with my high-tech little map there. Oh, I don't like that. That's much better. That's where I'm driving right now. Much easier to make turns this way. It's amazing when you're going through town and you have your tandem's really far back. It's no fun. You'll almost always take out a stop sign. I haven't done that yet because I'm always trying to keep my tandems right about there. Okay, so I hope that helped, and we'll talk to you guys soon. I got some video of one guy who lost his. I don't know what happened. It was an old trailer, but this is what happened. This was sitting on the ground way back there. You'll see that in the video coming up. And I got some other shots of just driving and pictures and stuff like that. So enjoy. Talk to you soon. Have a great day.